Hi, my name is Jasmine, and a little thing I love about the Chick-Fil-A Grilled Chicken Club is the wonderfully marinated and juicy chicken breast. The marinade actually reminds me of my mother's cooking. You know, marinades, usually they take time, and you can tell that it was put together with love.
What's going on, Giants? Now, I originally had planned to make this video before the Landon Collins signing. In case you missed it, go back and look at my other video earlier today. Landon Collins is back with Big Blue. Once a Giant, always a Giant. So again, welcome back, Landon. He's on his way to London to meet up with the team. I don't think he's playing Sunday, but I think next week, I think he's going to start off in the practice squad, what I read was correct, and then he'll move on to be on the 53-man roster. But this video is not about him. As happy as I am that he's back, this video is about another positional group, and that is our wide receivers. Now, a lot of people, including myself, have been really pissed and just annoyed, frustrated about Kenny Golladay, him making $72 million in his contract. Then you got the former first-round pick, Kadarius Toney, barely has played this year, barely has played as a Giant, still no touchdowns in his NFL career with us. I feel like he's never going to play again. He's just constantly hurt. If he is really hurt, a lot of people are saying he's faking it. He don't want to practice. And if he could just make the money without practicing, he will do that. But maybe he is really hurt, and maybe he's just not really, doesn't have a whole lot of huge pain tolerance. But he has barely played. Darius Slayton is MIA. He's nowhere to be found. We lost Colin Johnson out for the year. That was a huge blow. He was having a really good training camp. Right now, we got David Sills and Richie James. Richie James is also banged up. He hasn't been practicing. We got no health on our receivers, and even when they're healthy, there's a meme going around right now on the internet. It has all the four receivers, Richie James, David Sills, Darius Slayton, and Kenny Golladay, and they're all called Chick-Fil-A. They're called Chick-Fil-A because that means they are never open on Sundays, and that just seems to be the case each week in and week out. They are just never open. And all these fans are complaining that Daniel Jones has so much time to throw. Yeah, he may have a little bit more time to throw than he did in years past, but these receivers are garbage. No separation. They try really hard, but they're just not skilled. David Sills is not meant to be a number one receiver. He is meant to be like the sub-package receiver, a fourth-string receiver that comes in when the other top three guys need a blow, need a drink. He is not a number one. Richie James is not a number one. Darius Slayton is trash. Kenny Golladay is a bum, and he even got hurt now. So the Giants are going into this week all banged up in receiver. Apparently Daniel Bellinger's hurt. Like, we cannot catch a fucking break. I don't know what has to be done for us to get some damn new blood in this locker room with new receivers that can actually get open, make separation, run the correct routes, and catch the fucking football and get a fucking touchdown. It's been forever since we were able to have a receiver get a touchdown. Now that Sterling Shepard tore his ACL and he is out for the season, it's going to be brutally, brutally painful to watch these receivers try to make something of themselves and actually get a fucking touchdown. This receiving group is awful. The most expensive wide receiver group entering this season. They are the most expensive group, all because Kenny Golladay makes way too much fucking money than he deserves, and this receiving core is just trash. Always Chick-fil-A because they are never open on Sundays. I don't care who the quarterback is next year. No one's going to be able to succeed in this team, in this league, with bum receivers. We clearly have the worst wide receivers in all of National Football League, and until we actually bring some new blood in, it is going to be a struggle day-to-day with this offense. I'm sorry, it is what it is. This receiver corp is not good enough to make any quarterback look better. Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, I don't care if you're fucking Matt Stafford, Lamar Jackson. This wide receiver group is so bad, the elite quarterbacks will still struggle. Look at Russell Wilson. He is struggling in Denver because his head coach is an idiot and he's got great weapons. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. Daniel Jones doesn't have any of these guys. He has never once had a number one receiver good enough to consider him a true number one. Sterling Shepard was decent, yeah. Darius Slayton, his rookie year, was pretty decent. These guys are not number one receivers. And Kadarius Toney was supposed to be that. Kenny Golladay was supposed to be that number one for Daniel Jones, and it just hasn't worked out that way. It sucks that Daniel Jones probably won't be the quarterback next year going forward, and it's really not his fault because if you look at the line of work he has around him, he's had no weapons to throw to. It's basically just him and Saquon, and even Saquon hasn't been able to finish a full year since his rookie year. So it's just brutal. I'm tired of watching these receivers attempt to make a fucking play, attempt to get open. They can't get open. They are terrible, and I'm getting a lot of feedback. Why can't we sign receivers? Because most of the free agent receivers don't want to play for us. They don't trust the quarterback position right now. They know the rest of the group needs a lot of work, so they don't want to be that guy. And some people just can't handle playing in New York. That is what it is. But we are really strapped for cash. I'm sure, I don't even know the details of Landon Collins' contract, but I'm sure it's not much. It's just tough. Dave Gettleman left us in a shit of mess, and we just have to keep digging ourselves out of the sand and get our head above water. And I believe with another nice draft coming up next year, and we got like over $100 million in cap space coming up, then we can fucking go after our receivers. Then we can replenish the wide receiver group, and then we can get some fucking new blood in this locker room. But until then, man, let's hope for the best. These receivers need to get healthy. Kadarius Toney needs to get the fuck on the field. Kenny Golladay needs to get the fuck on the field, and we just need to put in that work. But yeah, that's the meme. If you haven't seen it, go scroll around Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. The meme of the day is the Giants receivers are Chick-fil-A, because they just are never open on Sundays. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, guys. And as always, let's go G-Men.